All right, so let me get rid of the music here. All right, welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning our trades in advance. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne. Let me know how I can help. I've been doing this a long time. I've learned a lot of things, mostly how to not do it right. But I learned a few ways of doing things right. Sorry, I'm working on my double negatives. So anyways, we can do technical, fundamental, whatever. I'm going to burn through the charts. We can do the stock markets. We can do gold, oil, Bitcoin, silver. We can do dollar pairs, yen pairs, whatever, cross pairs, whatever. Just let me know. If you look at the description below to this live stream or in the recording that you're watching in the future from now, look at the description below. There's lots of links to resources. There's a link to my book. There's a link to my community, FX Bootcamp. There's a link to tradersway.com, an ECN with straight-through processing. Bada bing, bada boom. Lots of resources. Why would you want like Traders Way? Fast execution speed, narrow spreads, huge swaps, and they don't trade against you. World-class customer service and above-average good-looking support people. Anyways, tradersway.com, fxbootcamp.com, and then my book, Strategic and Tactical Forex Trading. I guess that's it, right? That's enough. What a busy morning. Stefan says, when I sign up for the training videos, what all do I get besides the training videos? Nothing. When you sign up for the training videos, you get approximately, at least 65 hours. It's more like 88, but you get 65 hours of videos. That's why we call it the video training video. Anywho, but you can upgrade your account. Oh, you know what? I guess it's not true. You're also able to download chart templates for MetaTrader. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So let's just look at it. I feel like I'm too close to the charts today. All right, so I guess we can start with the S&P 500. I covered this last night in the swing trading group. Go to a smaller time frame. Okay. And we have 4101 as an important line in the sand. And what we were looking for last night, so let me get my EpiPen. Okay, there's my EpiPen. Okay, so I marked this line. So we met last night probably around here. Is that right? No, that's not right. These are 4 hours. Anyways, I don't know, whatever. When we met last night, we talked about this line. I have it 4101, not 4,000, not 4,100, 4,101. And we are wondering if we have a move like that next. $41.50. Interesting. Okay, so anywho, one of the things that we notice, of course, is we got something like that now. So if you see that, one way you can address it is, kind of start to market like that. So anyways, pay attention, maybe a change in direction. Here on oil, it's slowing down dramatically, but is still not bullish. Whoop. Look at this, almost a whole day. In fact, look how long we've been at this 72 and change. Remember 72 when I shorted, where did I short? Where did I short? Here, I guess. Guess I shorted here. Remember the target was here, and look how long we've stayed there. No, you might have got it at 83. No, I think I got it at 82. Even a little bit, just about 82. A little under 82 probably. But anyways, look how long we've stayed there. So, you know, again, you got to maintain confidence when you're a trader. So even if I got out here, which I did, and the actual target was here, the fact that the target was a good target is something that you should reward yourself with psychologically. You're like, that was good. Good call. Good call, bro. Good call, bro. Okay. So what's sort of next here? Well, you might have an opinion on where it should go in the future, but that's what the chart says. So, Stefan Walker, are you going to join? $88 a year. Morning, Arve. Okay, so we got that. What else do I want to look at today? I suppose we got to do Biddy. Okay. Look at Bitcoin held up right here. What an amazing little floor, huh? Yeah, I'll do dollar pairs, Hope, but only for you. Can I do Rand? Yes, I can do Rand, but only for you, Gomez. Okay. Now, do you think that little green zone has anything to do with where price stopped on Bitcoin? A little green zone. Okay. We knew that on the first day of the year, January 1st. Isn't that amazing? $16,129.30. It's pretty good. That's pretty accurate. What do you think? So, Stefan, you get this indicator included with your video training courses. Isn't that nice? Take a look at Goldie. Okay, I'm going to mark Goldie. And we have that set, right? And then I don't think it's going to line up, is it? No. Okay. So we already have this in play. Look at the drama here in gold. Look at the drama in gold. So in this smaller time, I'm going to kind of recognize, and what I'm going to look for is if that rolls over, I just have to take a shot. Okay. I discussed gold quite a bit last night in the swing trading group. Hint, 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 nudge, nudge. Why don't you join? So right now we're tickling the 18. And this could go as high as 1827. So we're kind of in a zone here in which if I observe this rollover, I'm going to sell it for months. Yeah, months. Yeah. Well, you got to have some pretty good plan then. So anyways, Bitcoin, gold, oil seems all right. Let's go take a look at the stock markets around the world. La 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 la. La la la. Let me zoom in. All I want to do is a zoom, 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 and a boom, boom. This is currently the sell zone if you're going to take the shot today. Clearly, look at my little zone over here. Right? Somebody had the same zone. Cool. Good. Once again, an opportunity to pat myself on the back and stay confident. I don't think Stefan's going to join, huh? $88 was too much. Yeah. La, la, la. Right on, Stefan. He's like, oh, dang it, these guys. He's driving. Hey, what are you driving? A motorcycle, car, truck, tractor? Huh? He's like electric unicycle. Oh. Is there such a thing as a short buy within Forex when it comes to trading a downtrend move? Define short buy. Short-term buy? Is there such thing as a short buy within Forex when it comes to trading a down move? Oh, you go. 18-wheeler or half ton? Lucas logs in all the time from his tractor. All the time. It's a common occurrence. Yeah. Oh, a Peterbilt. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, those are nice big trucks. Like, yeah, 18-wheeler. I'll never forget one of my early days as a young executive. I, I used to wake up at something like 3 in the morning. And I'd shit, shower, and shave, put on my suit, and I had a trench coat, and I think I even had an umbrella and like a briefcase with my computer in it. Like I thought I was supposed to be doing, I'm a young man. And I'd head down, I'd drive to the train station, and I'd wait for the train. It'd be the very first train, like the 4:20 a.m. train. And it'd show up, psh, ding, 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 with the lights and everything. And I got my newspaper under my arm. I felt like a real adult. And I'd get to San Francisco at 6 something in the morning, and by then the sun was just coming up, and I'd walk to my office on Montgomery Street, and I'd go be a young executive. Well, then I'd work till about 8 o'clock at night, of course, and take the last train back and reverse engineer the whole thing. So I'm only getting about 4 hours sleep or something. But one day I'm going through yet another routine. So I'm on Montgomery Street. I'll never forget. And if you know Montgomery Street, that's the financial district of San Francisco. But there's still steep hills, especially coming, from Chinatown, right? There's some big steep hills. And I'm just in autopilot, and I'm walking and I'm walking and I'm walking, and I walked right. I didn't stop for the light. I walked just in a zone. I walked straight into the street. Didn't look left. Was just walking. And all of a sudden I hear a Peterbilt, by the way, right? He's flying down the hill. He's trying to make the light. He's right. So there's a yellow, and he's coming down hard and fast off this hill. And all of a sudden you hear the air brakes, and the tires are skidding, and the truck is bouncing now as it's coming to a screeching halt, and it's stopped like 1 foot from running me over. And I'm just standing there, and the hood of the truck is still 2 feet above my head. And everyone saw it. Everyone was just stunned, including myself. But people are on the sidewalk, the truck driver, it was unbelievable. Imagine, a Peterbilt. And I think it was like a dump truck or cement truck. I don't think it was an 18-wheeler, but holy crap. That was close. There would have been nothing left. But yeah, no, honestly, later on after that job, I got a big bonus, and I started one of my first companies, and same thing. I was at that time I was taking the subway to my office downtown, again in a different part of the financial district on California Avenue. Anyway, so one day I'm sitting there at the subway. It's called BART. It's underground and everything, and I'm sitting, with a group of people. It's kind of rush hour commuter kind of time, and so I'm sitting basically on a bench, and there's a guy sitting right next to me. And he's in a trench coat, and he's got a hat and a briefcase, just like everybody else, right? Just another minion. And he got up, he put his umbrella next to his briefcase, which was sitting on the floor, and he walked about 20 feet towards the train, and the train was coming, and he jumped right in front of it. And I'm like, wait, what? What? Like, and his briefcase and his umbrella is like right next to me, and he just stood up, walked over, went into the, dropped in front of the train. The train, you know, because they're big, long trains, right? Anyways, that was that. And I'm like, what? It's like if I had known he was in such pain or something, you could have said something, right? Yeah, he just looked as miserable as me. Oh, right on, Timmy. Yeah, he just was done with the grind, huh? All right, so back on to reality. Here's the Chinese stock market, at least the Hong Kong stock market. Hope says it was traumatic. You know, and it's interesting. I've seen a little bit of death in my life, but that was a weird one where you're just like, huh. Like, yeah, it was strange. It was really strange. For a while, you just think about it. You're like, it was just weird. He was right next to me. I mean, we were so close, our shoulders were probably touching, right? I mean, if I had, you kind of like, could I have done something? But the thing is, like, when you're in a workforce like that, when everybody looks the same and dresses the same, you feel like the minion, right? And in a weird way, it's like, it could have been me, right? Like, it just, wow, it was weird. It was just weird. For a few days, it was kind of creepy. You're just like, huh. Right. Yeah, Darko. Yeah. There is a little bit of difference, though. Like, in war, there's intent to kill. And what was sort of bewildering about this one is it was emotional or psychological or something. Theoretically, it was preventable. But yes, lots of people are dying in the Ukraine. It is terrible. All right. So anyways, Hong Kong stock market doing very well. And we're in the upper echelon here of it staying quite bullish. It doesn't look like it wants to be bearish. It's true, Darko. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, and I hope the future doesn't roll toward war. I hope not, although maybe it's inevitable. Maybe it's the human condition. But I see things changing very, very quickly. I see Russia, China, and Saudi Arabia as allies. And that can change everything. I'm going to see if I can quickly find some information here. I don't know if I can find this. In particular, I want some old stats just to show where we are. Oh, maybe this is what I need. Major foreign holders of treasury securities. I guess, yeah, this will do. What year is this? 2012. Okay, we can go with that. We can go with this. All right, this is what I found here just very quickly, so hopefully it's accurate. This is who owns U.S. Treasuries in 2012. It goes back to 2009. Okay. Back then, China was the #1 holder of U.S. Treasuries. It's no longer true. Okay? At one point, they owned 1.3 trillion in 2011. Then it was 1.1 trillion. Now it's less than a trillion. It's less than 900 billion. So it's dropped very significantly. Okay? Okay. Japan is next. Okay, great. Oil exporters. OPEC. And right here is Russia. So if Russia, OPEC, and China stop buying U.S. Treasuries, what happens in the United States? No, be specific. What happens? I mean, come on. Type in a question mark if you don't know. But take a guess. I mean, look, this is how you make money. You want to make money? Follow the facts. Follow the money. If the money stops flowing, what will happen? Interest rates rise. Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought the Fed was going to slash interest rates next year and save us. I don't know if they can, even if they wanted to. Okay. So interest rates rise. The United States will have to convince all these other countries to buy their treasuries. What's the problem with that scenario right now? What's going on in these countries? They're broke. By and large, that's true, isn't it? So they don't have excess capital to be investing. So to entice people to buy U.S. Treasuries, the United States will have to pay a higher yield, a higher interest rate. So the United States right now takes in taxes and then spends, right? Okay. The United States spends 20% more than it taxes. That means if you earned $100,000 a year salary, but you spent all of it plus a $20,000 debt on your credit card. So you have no money in the bank and a $20,000 debt on your credit card. Okay. What do you do if you can't get another credit card? They shut off your credit card and you can't get a new one. What do you do? You're in a heap of trouble, right? This is called bankruptcy, isn't it? What would the U.S. government do, whether it's the Treasury or the Fed? What would they do? They can always print. But my concern here is that if major buyers are now enemies and they don't want to invest, and then our frenemies, right? And our friends are broke, so they can't lend us any money because they're broke. Then what do we do if we're broke? Okay. Well, right, Jim says just sell more bonds, but what if nobody buys them? What do? You raise the yield. Hey, Germany, lend us some money. No, we're dead broke. We're putting all our money into energy. Hey, France, lend us some money. No, we're building nuclear power plants. Okay, maybe Norway. How about Ireland? Luxembourg? Okay. Hey, UK, lend us some money. They ain't got no money. Okay. Well, one thing is for sure, if you need a bailout, where do you go? Who always bails out everybody else and gets no credit for it? The Dutch. See, the way it works, I don't know if they promote this in Europe, but, right? The Dutch bail out the Germans and the Germans bail out the Greeks. So, right? Save us! Save us! The Dutch are just slightly above Peru and South Africa. Okay? What's up, Sky? Well, the XAU says when you have the most powerful military in the world, you have options. Yes, so it always goes this way. Okay, so it always goes this way. And the interesting thing is the catalyst throughout history when you look at the collapse of a superpower, it's either a war or a pandemic. Isn't that interesting? And by war, I mean a big war, much bigger than our proxy war in the Ukraine. Much bigger than that, but superpower taking on challengers or something, right? But anyways, or a pandemic. But what happens is you get an extreme crisis, this exogenous shock, and the government has to do something. It can make a hard choice or it can make an easy choice. And the easy choice is print money and give it away. Now, that's what we did. And a lot of countries did that, but that's what we did. And, we saved the good people of the economy, of the country. Okay, great. But then you get to a point where then there's more debt. There's too much debt. As I'm showing right now, there's just too much debt. So then what happens is the other countries, maybe because of the war, maybe because of the pandemic, but they're also broke. So there's no need or no desire to invest into the superpower. They're taking care of their own problems at home, and they're big problems. Social unrest and, that kind of stuff. Social bankruptcy. So the superpower, it gets in the situation where then they have to raise their rates, but they can't afford their own debt now. What do you do then? Well, if you're a company or if you're a private citizen, you go bankrupt. If you are a country, in particular a reserve currency country, you're like, well, we can't afford our own debt, so we're going to buy our own debt and pay for it with our own money. And we don't have any money, so we will make money. And I showed this, and I've showed it a couple of times. I just think it's fabulously interesting. Let me get my Behikes. Behikes. By the way, this is nice. I can even sell this box for $200. All right. The United States did this after World War II, where they started making money. Here's money in the form of pennies. Okay, I'll see if I can turn that light off. Okay, here's the money. Can you see that? Here, let me switch it over. Webcam. Maybe this is easier. Here's money. Come on now. Focus on it now. Focus. It's not going to focus, is it? Okay. Anyways, those pennies, there you go. Can you see that? There we go. Shell case cent. Those pennies are made of garbage. Okay. After World War II, there were billions of bullet shells. The casings. Garbage. And the government said, well, we can't afford to make money out of money, but we can make money out of garbage. It's free. Do you understand? No value whatsoever. Okay? On the other side of that case is it shows a dime was made out of silver. Well, after World War II, they stopped using silver. Probably used tin or something, right? So, see, if you're making money out of silver, what does the government need to do if it needs more money? It's an obvious question, but it's a powerful thought process. What does the government do if it needs more money, maybe to buy something or borrow, right? Well, you either need to mine silver or you need to buy silver, but silver is expensive. Money is expensive. Money has value. So if you switch it from silver to tin, what can you do? If tin is worth a penny and silver is worth $1, well, now the money is worth 1% of what it used to be worth. It's worth 99% less. So now the government can make lots of that money and call it 10 cents. But it's not 10 cents. It's tin. It's not silver. It's tin. It's 1/100th of a cent. Or it's 1/10 of a dime of what the dime used to be worth. But now you can make more of it, which is what? Inflationary. When you start making money out of garbage, the garbage has no value, but you're making money out of it, so you can make lots of money, unlimited amounts of money, and it's inflationary. It's kind of interesting, huh? Just another form of devaluation or debasing. But so anyways, this is my thought. Like, we're really screwing up, in my opinion, when it comes to a foreign policy where we don't have Russia under control. We've ruined our relationship with OPEC, and we should have a much closer relationship to China, and instead, at best, animosity. At worst, like, we're really like, dude, we're effing it all up, if you ask me. Do you want to know how to get filthy, stinking rich? Richer than any other time in history? These countries need to work together. We need to play well together. Okay? And so when we don't play well together, it's bad for everybody. But, oh my God, if China, OPEC, and Russia are best friends, I mean, it's just basically China OPEC plus now, right? With a veto power. Okay? Veto power at the United Nations, nuclear bombs, okay? And OPEC plus Russia, what? Free money the rest of their lives by selling oil to China. What if China bought all OPEC oil? Would they need to buy any U.S. treasuries? So, and then of course, if that gets into a pissing match, that very often can turn into a war where you get the United States, Germany, and the UK fighting a war against China and Russia. Which means we don't have enough people, so we need to buddy up with India. India used to be our very, very close allies, but they don't really like us right now either. And I'm like, how did we screw that up? Okay? Well, okay, the exile says, dude, the Russia can't defeat the Ukraine. Okay, that type of war is passé. I don't really care about that kind of war. Okay? Okay, that's... Okay, to me, that's a proxy war, and we're fighting over other things. If anything, the Ukraine is just in the way. And that's, right? So this is Russia doing something to the world, and we're playing the game on Ukrainian territory. Okay? But what I mean is, the real thing is, what if OPEC and Russia stop providing the energy that the OECD countries need to expand and just say, oh, we have a private deal. We have a private deal. All our oil's been called for. So we're not going to provide anything. We're done. We're good. Now, it's not actually easy to build a pipeline going the other way from Russia to China. You think it would be, but there's some complications and all that kind of stuff. But just even the threat, or let's say half of OPEC oil stops going to the United States. Okay? Once again, oil prices are going to skyrocket. That'll be inflationary, and we'll have high interest rates. I told you guys about 18 months ago, get all the cheap money. I said you will never see cheap money like this again in your entire life. Okay? So there's a lot of scenarios here I want you to think about. So the threat here is we can't buy oil, and they won't buy treasuries. And the balance of power is changing. And if you look at geopolitical history, okay, that can be dangerous. That could be a dangerous time. Okay, that could be a dangerous time. But the balance of power is changing. And that always means the flow of capital changes. So you got to be smart and understand this, but if you do, you probably make money. What's your way out of this? You can't do anything about international relations, right? You can Google it. You can take classes. I took a very, very interesting class called International Political Economics. Really cool stuff, where you take politics and money and you combine it in the study of history and strategy. And that's where I was exposed to game theory. And because of that class, I took a whole class on game theory, which was very interesting math. Okay. The XAU says Russia is reduced to buying drones from Iran. Also, they're just buying them. They're mostly, the ones I see are DJIs, right? I have a DJI. I have a great one. I have a really good one. Here, I'll show you. I bought this about 5 years ago. I've used it once or twice. No, I took it to Napa once. And it was kind of cool. You see it? Look at this. It's show and tell today, huh? Sorry about that. You see this? About 5 years ago. There's a video camera on it. You see the camera? It's off. I haven't charged this. Okay? Now, it's not charged, so it won't work. Check this out. You open it up. You see the camera now? And it's got the 4 fans. And if it was charged, it has AI in it. All I have to do is let go. Just let go. And it turns on. Whizzz. And now the interesting thing is with the camera, it's looking at me. And now it can follow me. You can control it on your phone, but you can control it with gestures. So I went to Napa one time, and so you just drop it and it's recording. And then what I did is I did a gesture like that, and it went back about 30 feet and it went up about 30 or 40 feet. And then you do another gesture and it does a 360 around you. And then you gesture it back and it comes back, and you're just recording this whole aerial footage of you, right? With using nothing but hand gestures, not even a controller. And what you can also do is push it away so it goes up and out, so it's way up there, and it's focused on you, but now you can see the hills and the vineyards and stuff. But then you can start walking and it follows you, right? Or even if it's only 5 feet in front of you, now it's in front of you, you can walk forward and it'll fly backwards, recording you walking. Like cool, right? This is 5 or 6 years old, right? Now it's amazing though, like you could have something like this and it's flying over the battlefield, like they're right here and they're right here and they're right here. Okay, and you're just like, oh, cool, mark it on your phone, blip, 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 that's where they are. And now you go get them. Rajil says, not really. Why would the Ukrainians risk their neck to fight for Americans? They're not fighting for Americans. They're fighting for their lives. Okay. No, I get it. Yeah, they're fighting for their lives. No, and it. You know, again, I don't know if you don't know much about the Ukrainians. Look, I come from Saskatchewan. Half of the people in Saskatchewan are Ukrainian, so I have a reasonable sense of the culture. But back when I worked in a nonprofit organization, we brought someone over from Kiev. And he spoke English, but he wasn't confident with his English, so he would only speak in Russian. And so we also had someone from Russia. So Sergey would come in and they would talk, and Sergey tried to make sure that Gleb got comfortable and everything was there and wasn't depressed. So he just wasn't blending in very well when he first got here. And so I just, over time, I realized it's just Gleb talking to Sergey and they're talking in Russian. I'm like, dude, you're not assimilating here. You got to practice with English, right? So anyway, so I sit down with Gleb and I'm like, hey man, you got to start using your English. And okay. And so we're talking about things. And I said, so, all right, so you're from Kiev. And he's like, that's right. I'm like, oh, cool, right on. I said, so what's it like to be Ukrainian? Something like that. And he's like, oh, I'm not Ukrainian. I'm like, oh, I thought we brought you in from the Ukraine. Oh, yeah, I'm from the Ukraine. Oh, so you moved from Russia to Kiev. And no, I was born in Kiev. Wait, you were born in Kiev? Oh, so your parents came over from Russia to Kiev and then had you, and so you feel like you're Russian, but he's like, no, they were born in the Ukraine as well. I'm like, wait, what? Let me get this straight. Your family has lived in the Ukraine, born and raised for over 100 years. So you're Ukrainian. No, I'm Russian. And I know people from like 90 countries, right? And I'm like, I've never heard that before. I thought that was very interesting. So you can see how tense the situation probably has been for generations. So that I was thinking my buddy Gleb. So, hey, life's complicated. The world's complicated. Economics is easy. Kevin had the Raven, yeah. Well, so now that's really interesting where like everyone's got drones, right? But the thing is, what I wanted to say is this is made by a company called DJI. And they just buy them off the shelves, right? They buy them from DJI, and DJI sends them to the Ukraine. And now you're a soldier, and you got yourself, I don't know, a $280 drone. And you're using your Android phone or your Apple, and you're like everyone. Every little group of 10 guys has a drone. And you're out there like, where's those gold dang Russians, right? We're going to put some ammo into these Russians. Where are they? And you're flying over. Now you don't have to walk 20 miles looking for a fight. You go find them. So pretty amazing how that's changed. But look, ultimately, that don't matter. The balance of power, the change and flow of capital will matter much more than the Ukraine. I don't think Russia can give up the Ukraine. They need it there. They need it there. The same way China needs North Korea. So, what is the war really about? Right? And there's something else going on. And it's not for me to say who or why or what, but I don't think it's as simple as on the surface of what you see on CNN and Fox. I think there's much bigger geopolitical changes of power. Yeah. And a lot of it, and it's usually the case in a scenario like this, if you look back in history, the superpower is getting old and lazy and sloppy and stupid. Okay? You don't have to take an IQ test to be president of the United States. So there's been a lot of mistakes going back forever. Forever. This goes back forever. Every administration has made some pretty significant mistakes. Going as far back, I don't know. I don't know enough about like Kennedy and before Kennedy. But there's been a lot of mistakes. Let me tell you. There's been a lot of mistakes. And eventually they add up. Okay? Forex pivots, everything is planned. Yeah, I'd love to I wish I could have been on the Georgia ballot instead of Herschel Walker. I could have run as a Republican senator for Georgia. Although Warnock, he's good at what he does. He represents himself and his point of view very, very well. He would have been a tough guy. But if Herschel Walker can get like 48%, oh my God. Right? So yeah, so who knows? Need to make some more money before I do that. But that does enlighten me. I do become happy. Oh, and I got my green card. Yeah, I finally got it. I got it in the mail yesterday. I can stay, everybody. Guess what? I have the privilege of paying taxes and being drafted, but I can't vote. But I think I can become senator. Isn't that true? I can be senator. I just can't be president. Or do I have to be a citizen to be a senator? Right? I can't remember. Yeah, you probably have to be a citizen, huh? Anyways. Yeah, welcome to America. Yeah, it took them 2 years, more than 2 years, to approve my third green card. 2 years. I thought, I said to myself, with this COVID problem and stuff, I should probably apply a year early. And 2 years later, I got it. Okay. Barack Obama. Or like Trump says, Barack Hussein Obama. There's something about sort of like double racism. And just, anyways. Okay, so Hong Kong, doing that thing. UK, what do you think about that? Let me zoom in a little bit on the UK here, right? Forex.Today, okay, tickled and popped key pivot points. What do you think on the FTSE? What's up, Sharif? There's a new sheriff in town. Every time I see a sheriff drive by in his cop car, I say to people, "Oh, there's the Sharif. Do you know what he does?" And everyone, now they know the answer because they've heard it a million times. He's the tax collector. Oh, right? A sheriff is a tax collector. The sheriff of Nottingham would have been the guy that came to your farm to collect the taxes. But it's a Middle Eastern word. Goes way back. But so now I say, do you guys know what? There's the sheriff. And they're like, yeah, we know it's a Sharif. The other one I got the other day, I'm like, oh, speaking about salads, it has a real history. Yes, we know, Dad, this has to do with Saladin. And I'm like, it's also a Middle Eastern word. Yeah, Saladin, yeah, he brought riches and water. And we know, Dad, thank you. I'm like, damn, you kids are smart. So anyways, Sharif. Oh, you went from Deutsche to Lloyd's, huh? Right on. That's probably a good move. Very cool. Congratulations. That sounds nice. Okay, so anyways, pay attention to the current trend, but notice if it was going to change direction, not that it will, but if it did, this would be an interesting price. So what one would look for would be something like this. Whoa. If it's going to reverse, then it would look like that. FTSE. It's the FTSE. The Financial Times Stock Exchange. So anyways, I got S&P 500 trapped, so that's fine. Let's move on to something new. Let's do gold, oil, Bitcoin, maybe silver, whatever you want. Let's go. Or did I already do it? I think I did it, right? Yeah, I already did it. Dang. One of those days. All right, well then I said I'd do dollar pairs. Let's do some dollar pairs. Okay. Be a simple kind of man. Okay. Going here. How wonderful is this? USD CAD rallied, came back to the 21, and has been up ever since. What does the chart say? Higher high. Uh-huh. That's what it says. Higher high. How high can the higher high be? A lot higher. That's right, Pete. That's right. What do you think the US 30 is? The Dow. Okay. Yeah, so going back to stocks here. Thank you for bringing it up. I don't know what people know and don't know, right? Okay. Here we have the FTSE. The FTSE. Okay, here we have the S&P 500. Okay, here we have, I don't know what the Hong Kong one, just Hong Kong Exchange or something? I don't know, I was just Hong Kong. It's not Shanghai. It's not Shenzhen. It's the Hong Kong HKSE maybe. And I have it doubled here for some reason. Okay, DE30 is the DAX. Okay, we can, I don't need this twice. Okay. France cash is the CAC. The CAC. Okay. ESP 35 is the Spanish stock market. Euro 30 is another, right? Probably the better one to trade. I would do DAX and Euro, right? Euro 50, DAX, very popular. FTSE, very popular. Another big one here, I'll move it over here, is the Nikkei for the Japanese stock market. And let's say you don't like the Japanese stock market. I like to watch it while we're trading Asia. But there's also US Tech, which is the, right? The NASDAQ. That's your NASI up there. So you'll see for NASDAQ, there's your NASI. The annual high was M3 and our projected bottom, conservative target and aggressive target for the year. And we came down. We tested it once. Tested it twice. Look at this, guys. Yearly M3. Look at the central. I'm like, look, dude. Let me ask you something. Based on what you see here, do institutional traders, either trading manually or programming an algo, are they looking at annual pivot points when trading the NASDAQ? You tell me. Cool. Well, now you have inside information. Now you know something that many other people don't know. So you're like, I'm not really interested in selling NASDAQ until we're down there or buying NASDAQ until we're down there, depending on your bias. So you're like, what do you want to do with NASDAQ now? Nothing. You're like, I think it's bearish. I'm going to sell it around 13. Look at that. You trade like a beast. You're a beast. A beast of profit. I want to be your beast of profit. That's such a good Stones song, huh? Rolling Stones. The Stock Exchange of Hong Kong. Yeah, it's interesting. I just always just call it Hong Kong. Algos lose money too, you know. Yeah, for sure. That look, you can have a dumb algo. What I'm asking, Rajil, is based on what you see here, how do you interpret it? Is it possible, or even probable, anything's possible, is it probable that institutional traders know these prices in advance and care about them? Whether it's the basis of their manual trades or this data, meaning the annual S1, the annual S2, does that go into their algo to say, sell here, take profit there? Are they using this data? Okay. And of course the answer is without a freaking doubt. But then we know 99.9% of retail Forex traders, or even retail stock indice traders, don't. They don't know it. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know when to get out. They don't know when to get in. They're doing some other thing like, oh, did you see PPI? Oh my God, we got to buy the stock market today. Look at that. I got 12 points on the S&P. You're like, dude, does that stink or what? What a stinky way to trade. You're like, oh my God. How about this? You sell the Nikkei, okay, and then get out even just here. You didn't get the whole thing. I'm not saying be perfect. Done. Oh, a couple of months goes by. Okay. And you want to get ready for the end of summer. I always tell you guys, this period right here is a time to start trading again, right? How many people know this? This is a return to market. How many people know this because we've been trading together for so long? Like it's on my calendar, right? Right? Like you guys know, I come back from vacation and I'm rested. I'm focused and my eyes are wide open. I'm like, here we are, man. We're back to the market. We're back, man. Volume and volatility is going to show up. We're going to make some trades and we're going to hold on to them. Maybe till the end of the year. Well, in this case, it's usually up, but in this case, it's a down year. And holy smokes, eh? So there's 3 trades in my opinion. Trade number 1. Oops, let's just redo this. Trade number 1, the start of the year. Trade number 2, second quarter. Trade number 3, second half, which is, right? We know all that to be true. By the way, what's in that last circle? What's in the blue circle? What does Wayne do in that circle? I don't have to tell you that that's what I do. You should already know what I do. If this is a return to the market, what's in the blue? Notice the date. Canada Day, July 1st. WWWD. What would Wayne do? Type in a question mark. By the way, I've done this in years past where I said what I'm going to do in that circle, and then all of a sudden I do it, and people are shocked. They're like, what? Why'd you do that? Oh, yeah, this is an exit. It's an exit. So I've actually done this where all of a sudden, Monday morning, people log in and I'm on a beach. And it's 7 o'clock in the morning or something. And I got a cigar going. And I got a coffee going. I'm on the beach. I got my laptop. And I'm like, hey, everybody. And they're like, what do you, how come you're not at home? And I'm like, dude, I told you. This is when I go on vacation. And very often, I tiptoe around things like Fed meetings and stuff, right? Okay. Good time to be a counter trend trader, though, right, Rajil? Yeah. Okay. But anywho, very, very cool. The only thing you needed to do here is be a bear. Okay. What's up, JF? Justify? I like that. Justify. All right. The hardest thing here is that you knew to be a bear. Chilling like a villain. Drinking and robbing and stealing. Cooling on the corner one fine summer day. Just me and my posse in MCA. A lot of beer, a lot of girls, and a lot of cursing. 22 automatic on my person. Got my hand in my pocket, got my finger under the trigger. Killing like a villain. Yeah. Anyways. So what could we do to get a better grasp on long-term fundamental flow of capital? How could you get a better grasp of whether you should be a bear on NASDAQ or a bull on BAT? What kind of tool could we use? And don't say MACD. We're a band of brothers and sisters. Yeah. Interest rates and inflation expectation and Fed tool. Yeah. What about institutional positioning? Do you think that matters? Okay. So you want some COT data, commitment to traders report. Okay, good. Interest rate differentials, good. Inflation levels, good. Volume, that's similar basically. We're talking about positioning, right? And changes in volume of positions, right? Seasonality, yep. Oh, by the way, Doug, reach out to Ryan. I had a conversation with him and he said thumbs up. Okay, so yep, volume, positioning, seasonality, interest rates, inflation. What about GDP? Yeah. What about employment? Yeah. Oh. And now you got to take all that information and compare it to every major country in the world. Oh. Why don't you use my super secret fundamentally based alert service? I'm going to do a presentation. I'm going to show you how to do everything for free. My number one goal is you do the work. So I'm going to do a presentation. I'm going to show you how to do everything for free. And then I'm going to show you, or you can pay me a little bit of money and I'll have it done for you. A little bit of money, a pittance, right? 15 cents for a dollar worth of value. But you need to do it, and I want to ensure you do it. Okay? Now, I'll tell you what I did. I don't want to tell you that I'm perfect because that's stupid. Okay? And I ain't stupid. I might be naive, but I ain't stupid. Okay? I did buy the stock market in here. I did. Not NASDAQ. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that naive. But I essentially bought I actually bought the S&P. And I bought some other things. But, okay, why? Well, I have my reasons. Because, well, I don't know the future this way, but we learn more information as we go. Okay? I did buy. I bought some here. It's more fair to do it on the S&P. So why don't we do that on the S&P? Well, I don't want to, yeah, well, I guess I'll kill this one. I'll kill this. Let's go to yearly, and we got to go further out. I bought the S&P 500. Yeah, right there. And I believe I bought some, was it June? Or was it August? Probably here. I remember. Probably a little bit higher. Probably in here. I don't know. I can't quite remember. I bought a second leg down, and I think it's true. Again, I'm just going from memory. I think it's true that somewhere in here, I triple leverage shorted. And so now I'm kind of caught here where I'm long here and I'm short here. And of course, I'm long here. So I have to decide what do I do here. Do I go to cash near break even and let it fall another wave? Well, that's why I'm hyper focused now on this area. Okay. So I might take a small loss on this earlier position and then allow it to fall all the way down. And by the way, in the swing trading group last night, we already pinned the bottom on the S&P 500. We already know what the answer is. So I need to now use my technical analysis here to be prepared for something that might end up looking like this. And it'd be like if I was long here, now that's happening. I might as well take the loss and then wait for a bottom. Okay. Oh, we'll fix that, Justin. It's just experience. Okay. Richard says, can you show me how to see the positioning of COT data? Yeah. Okay, we can go to CFTC. Boo, 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 boo. Futures only if you open, yeah. There it is. Be a simple kind of man. I used to download the spreadsheet and do it manually. Okay, but there's probably a pretty way. COT report charts. Let's see, find. You can do this one. Okay, there it is. Oh, got to do a little ad. How long does that stay? I have to hit close. Okay, there it is. Good. Look, it's free. Even better. Okay. Cool. There it is. You can take your time and go all through all that and then compare it to, let's say there's total, I mean, you'd have to do it for what, a dozen currency pairs, and then compare and contrast them. How are they? How is this Australian dollar versus the US dollar? Australian dollar versus Swiss franc, Australian dollar versus yen, Australian dollar versus CAD, Australian dollar versus Kiwi, Australian dollar versus yen. Okay. And then you do USD versus all those. And then how have they changed over a week? And what is the trend in the week in the change relative to comparing them to all the other ones? Look, you can do it for free. What about seasonality? Look. Well, you know what? Just leave it. I'm doing a whole presentation on how you can do it for free. All of it, including seasonality. Now, seasonality, it may not be free. You might have to pay. I don't remember, actually. How much do you have to pay for these things? I usually I paid for like the year. So they're like, it's $2,000. Boom, $2,000. But seasonality charts. What's the big one? Seasonax? Let's see if I can find that. It's something like that. Seasonax, seasonal, equity clock, season. Which is Seasonax. I think that's the one that people use, right? Okay, so you'd have to pay money for this. Pricing. Cool. $40 a month. Okay, cool. And once again, you'll have to look at it pair by pair by pair by pair by pair when you're analyzing COT, when you're analyzing GDP, when you're analyzing inflation, when you're analyzing interest rates, when you're analyzing seasonality. You have to do it all together. Okay. Oh, it has a free section? Yeah, okay. I'm not sure what that was. But anyway, so it might be free. Cool. It might be free. So I'll show you guys how to do everything for free. But you still have to organize it. You still have to put it all together. You get no artificial intelligence. By the way, is it possible, let me just ask you, is it possible if you're tracking GDP for USD, Great British Pound, Euro, Aussie, Kiwi, Yen, Swiss franc, and CAD? Am I missing one? Okay. If you are tracking GDP for each one of these, what's the potential? So like you're tracking these and you're putting them into your Excel spreadsheet. What's the chance you miss one of the news releases? Kiwi comes out, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you don't see it, you don't update your chart. So you got to track this, and you can never miss, and you can track it for free, but you can never miss. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things you need to do. Okay. And then you want to track, let's say, interest rates for pound. Are you okay? What's the chance you miss one of those? You just don't do it, or you miss it, or you forget, or okay. And then we want to look at, well, let's skip all that and do seasonality. Okay, and you have to do it for this, 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 this. And then you want to do COT and track for this and 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 this. And then you have all those numbers. Let's say that's all you do. Now, I also do technicals, right? My super secret fundamentally based alert service also does technicals for this, for this, for this, for this, for this. By the way, it never sleeps, so it never misses anything. But then you got to take all this data and compare dollar to this, 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 pound to dollar, pound to euro, pound to it, and this, 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 and this. And then, at some point, a decision has to be made. Should you buy or sell pound dollar? And you have to say, well, you're looking at GDP and interest rates and seasonality and institutional positioning and the technical trends. Should you buy it, sell it, or do neither? Well, that now actually is your decision. But to make that decision, you have to gather all this information and organize it so you can compare just those two things. And then say, now that I've compared and contrasted, I want to be a bull here, I want to be a bear here, or I'm neutral. How many hours do you think this takes? A week? A month? How much time should you spend on just looking at the seasonality for everything, one of these pairs or these currencies, and then comparing and contrasting them? An hour a week? How much time do you spend putting all the data into your spreadsheet? An hour per week? I mean, you know? So anyways, or I have a service that can do that for you. Nice. Never miss a thing. Never make a mistake. But I'll show you how to do it for free. Let us, what do I want to do now? I'm going to look at the indices here, just see kind of where we are. Yeah, a little bit of dollar strength. Yep. Remember, do you remember, let's say, even just a week ago, I said in the next 5 weeks, the dollar's supposed to get strong? I still think that. Earns is $1 per day. So if it was an hour a day, 20 hours a month, and you earn minimum wage, you are an unskilled worker, not a quantitative analyst. Then the fair market value for my super secret fundamentally based alert service is $200 an hour, or $200 a month. Okay, that's a quantitative decision. If it's 1 hour a day work and you earned minimum wage, then the value it provided is $200 every month. So if I did it for less than half, you'd be a fool, literally. You would be throwing money away to not do it because you need to do it. So if it's like, if you make $10 an hour and spend 20 hours doing something, but I'm willing to do it for $5 an hour, then you'd be stupid to do it yourself. It just wouldn't make any logical sense. So anyways, it's less than half. It's less than half. Less than half of that. So, dude, I hope you guys love it. All right, so yeah, just looking around. CAD's still weak. Kiwi doing fine. Aussie recovering. That's great. That's great. Okay, so this is something that we've been doing for a while at FX Bootcamp. Another leg higher. We are now beyond 2618. Okay, it seems to me you need to buy when it retraces. Okay. Majib says, "Hey, good morning, Coach. $200 includes swing trading and the day trading." Yeah, so if you're in FX Bootcamp and you upgrade, it's called the day trading group, and it's $199 a month. What it's describing to you is you get all the day trading groups. So we meet Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? You get all of those, but you also get membership. It also unlocks the swing trading group, which means Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yes. This offer is valid. I'm probably going to pull it. I'm probably going to stop it. I think I don't want to do it anymore. So, yeah, if you're talking about the email, where if you commit to a year of FX Bootcamp, you get QuantBox for free for a year. Yeah, if you're going to do it, you need to do it. I'm going to kill it. I don't like doing these things. I don't. But there are very, very loyal boot campers that have been members for a very, very long time. And every once in a while I'll do a deal like this because, they'll usually do it. And I respect them but I don't like doing sales and deals. I really, really don't. So, and yes, you get QuantBox for a year. QuantBox Pro. Okay. That's an $800 value. Yeah. So it's just like, but then QuantBox loses $800, right? Like, it doesn't benefit me, So I'm like, I don't really, if you want to commit, dude, commit, and I'll make it worth your while, but I don't really want a lot of people to do it. So I've had enough people do it. Great. So if you're going to do it, hurry up, man. Some people say, well, I already bought QuantBox for a year. And so they're down to about, 7 months, 8 months left, probably 7 months left. So all I do is I add a year to the end of that. So basically now your QuantBox is going to be live for 18 months, but you've only paid that one time, right? So anyways. Okay. Oh yeah, Majib. Yeah, I'm barely even in my seat, but yeah, I'm running around like crazy. But yeah, send it again. But that's all it is. A lot of people ask, well, I already have QuantBox. Well, you get another year. I'll just add it. Cool. So anyways, KiwiCAD's rocking, and this was, obviously discovered by QuantBox. It just tells you this is all very logical. And now with your technical analysis skills, you need to have the capacity of buy at the 21, 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 and in the future, maybe buy at the 21. Now, if you don't have the capacity to do that, then it's all pointless. You don't know how to trade. So even if somebody told you what to do, a sure thing, dude, get on some KiwiCAD. It's a sure thing. You still don't know how to trade. You're still going to screw it up. That's why, boot camp's important. It's a big component of your success. You have to know how to trade. QuantBox tells you what to trade, basically, right? And don't think about it like, let's say QuantBox says, buy these 3 and sell these 3. That's not the value. Who cares? Okay? It's the 23 other things that it says, nothing. Don't do it. Don't waste your freaking time. Don't look at it. Don't poke it. Don't smell it. Don't think about it. Look the other way and focus your time and your energy on the things that will probably, as in probability, probably offer value, meaning opportunities. They'll offer you opportunities in the near future. But all this other crap that you're looking at, you're wasting your time. And the thing is, you're probably trading all this crap, the mediocrity, and you're missing the obvious stuff. So I would argue the value of my super secret fundamentally based alert service, soon to be announced, is to keep you focused on the right thing for the right reason, and you know why. And all the other stuff, cut it out of your life. It's not interesting. It's not worth it. And your best case scenario is mediocrity. And meanwhile, you're missing beautiful setups because you're looking at the wrong thing. Oh, but I always trade pound dollar. Well, dude, pound dollar might not be the right thing right now. Why do you want to trade pound dollar? Because I always trade pound dollar. Now you don't even know why you're trading it. You don't know when to trade it. You don't know the seasonality. Like, why are you buying pound dollar now? Because I like it. I think pound's going to recover. You're buying pound dollar in February? What's wrong with you? Don't you see the seasonality of it? It says it's down almost always. What's seasonality? Like, once again, you need to know, okay, learn how to trade. And then learn what to trade. And I know you're going to improve your trading. Okay. So Hope says, well, I picked up the super secret alert service and you bought this at 84. Where are you? 84. Oh, you bought this one, right? Yeah. And now you're at 87.50. So you're up 350 pips roughly. Okay. Lion King. Many people don't respect the profession, right? They said it's not a real job. I feel hurt about it. What do you think? Yeah. I used to get laughed at for a lot of different reasons. It sounds good. But specifically as a trader, and it was people I respected, in fact. So I talked about this in my interview at FX Street, where I knew people that managed hundreds of millions of dollars, and I told them I was a Forex trader. I started talking about charts, and they were rude, insulting. They laughed in my face. They intimated that I was stupid. That Forex is a scam and technical analysis is a scam, and I'm a fool for quitting my VC job and all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, no, I got that. No, for sure. It's really interesting because I think the world has changed, but maybe that's what you're getting, especially as a day trader out of your house. Okay, maybe. In the long run, though, you will be not laughing, but it just won't bother you. You're in such a better scenario. Like, for someone to call you a fool, let's say, but then they wake up in the morning, get in their car, and drive an hour to work all day, making money for somebody else, and then get in their car and drive home. Don't forget the horrible experience of spending another half an hour or 45 minutes at the grocery store at the same time everybody else on the planet wants to be at the grocery store. Or you want to get gasoline at the exact same time everybody else on the planet wants to get gasoline. You just spend your whole time wasting time. But what's the most valuable asset? Time. I can make money. I can't make time. So I think of somebody like, wait, I heard recently, one of you guys put in the chat that the average car lease is $750. Wow. $750, let's say $250 in gas. So you're spending $1,000 a month in gas plus insurance. So let's dumb that down. $1,000 a year for your car and gas. Maintenance, I'll just say you get free because it's a lease. $1,000 a year in insurance, so $2,000 a year for the privilege of wasting upwards to 2 hours a day. Okay, 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, 40 hours a month. Okay, 1,000 hours a year. 1,000 hours, okay, per year. So 1,000 H per year. Okay. Now, I already said $2,000 per year for your car. That doesn't include maintenance. That's just some gas and your lease per year. Okay. 1,000 hours. What's your average wage? $50 an hour? $100 an hour? Let's say it's $50 an hour. Okay, it's $50,000 of wasted time. Okay, so we're already at $52,000 pre-tax. And I can go on and on and on and on. What a dumb thing to have a job. Okay. So if people don't respect me because I work at home in my home office and I'm a trader, and they're like, you're just a degenerate gambler. I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're a guaranteed return. Okay. You make $100,000 a year and waste $50,000 of your time. Yeah, you still bring home $100,000 a year, but your life is set up around wasting your valuable time so that you can make money for somebody else. I mean, I don't get that. I'm like, oh, great. So do you have a nice cube? Like, right? Like, it's just so they can laugh at me. I guess I got to that point. Maybe it's my age now. But like, dude, you can laugh at me. That's fine. I have nothing to prove. But I did get that in the beginning. Okay, I did get that in the beginning. So find your success. First of all, focus on yourself. Okay, focus on staying confident. Focus on being happy. It's a vision thing. So I am going to write a book on trader psychology. Okay, I am. So you need to get yourself in a stable mental, emotional place. I know it's impossible to ignore them, but ignore on what you want to be, what you want to become. That's what I did in my early days. Like in my early days, I was a little bit depressed that I didn't have a mentor, because I always had a mentor. I had, if not a mentor, I always had examples of success, and I spent a lot of my time just mimicking successful people I knew. Right? Like, how do I get on a board of directors with George Soros for a company of 3,000 people, and I'm not even allowed to drink beer yet? How did I get to that level of success so quickly? I got an opportunity. I went ape crazy to maximize it, and I was lucky enough to have examples of success, and I just mimicked them. I just mimicked them. I'll just do what they're doing, and I'll do an amazing job at it. I'll figure it out as I go, but I'll do what they're doing. What's their next move? I want to do that too. Okay? So in Forex, when I was running into challenges, meaning I quit my job, I gave up my salary and benefits, I start working at home and not the beautiful office. You know, once I started not, let's say, finding the success I had planned on, I did a couple of things. And one of them was I realized I needed an example. I needed a mentor, but I didn't know anybody. I didn't know any sort of day traders. I knew some professional money managers, but I didn't know day traders. Besides, I didn't know what the professional money managers did. I had no idea. In fact, I still don't know what they do because I don't think they do jack. But anyways, I decided, well, I need a role model. I guess that's a better example than a mentor. I needed a role model. And so I invented somebody. I made up this idea of the perfect Forex trader. And I thought about this over the course of probably a week. Like, I'm not joking. I put a lot of thought into this. And I think about it all day. I'm cooking dinner. I'm thinking about it. I'm working in the backyard. I'm thinking about it. I'm smoking a cigar. I'm thinking about it. I'm walking the dog. I'm thinking about it. Okay. And I would come up like, what would this person, like, what would their character, what would their character be like? And that's where I came up with things like, well, they're definitely patient. And then I'd come back a few hours. They're definitely disciplined. Okay, they're definitely confident. Okay, and I'd go through that. Then the second thing is I would think about it like, well, why are they confident? Because they're arrogant? No. You know, you see, and after doing this exercise, I created an avatar is what you call it now. Create your customer avatar. Oh, these, I see a lot of this. No, it's when I went to school, right? I'm like, oh my God. All right, let's create a customer avatar. But anyway, but I created an avatar of a perfect Forex trader. I did. That's what I did. And then I created a business plan around that. You see? And then all of a sudden, you see the next level, excuse me, the next level of work, I suppose. Like, how do you become a success? What I'm talking about here, I believe, is a skill that is not taught, but it's a skill that successful people do to be successful. I'm not talking about learning how to trade a MACD. Dude, that's got to be the most ridiculously easy thing to do. Dude, buy at the 21 EMA. What's the problem? See, but that's the easy part. That isn't the problem. The 21 EMA is not holding you back from success. Well, Wayne, what if it was an 18 EMA? What if it was a 34 EMA? It wouldn't freaking matter. That's what I'm telling you. Technical analysis is a no-brainer. Take the course. In less than a year, you'll be an expert. You're like, but Wayne, I don't have a year. I need to get successful now. Well, that's your problem, son. There's no get rich quick. And you got to enrich your mind. Because I'll tell you what, and this goes back to a conversation I had with Ryan a couple of days ago, and I'm like, you know what? It's the way, you can get 100 people together and look at the charts, and we all see something different. So how do you train your mind to see what's going to work? Or even better, to see when you're failing. Okay, that's the first thing. But then, do you have the guts? Do you have the patience? But more importantly, do you have the discipline? The discipline to take a loss. Well, how do you get there? MACD ain't going to help you. Okay? So I'm telling you, there's a lot to this. How do you take a small loss before it becomes a big loss? How do you take a profit before it collapses? It's discipline. But if you can't even see that you're at a potential zone because your mind is only seeing how much more money you're going to make, think of it. That's what your mind sees. You're up 350 pips. Now it's going to be 750 pips. It's going to be 2,000 pips. And all of a sudden you start seeing exactly what you want to see, but you don't see reality. And all this stuff, emotion, experience, all this stuff, your chemistry could impact what you see, because remember, it's just lines and colors on a chart, but our brain has to interpret it. Are you trading with fear? Are you trading with confidence? Are you trading with arrogance? Can you see how three traders could look at the same chart with the same technical indicators and see three different things? How many people agree with that? We'll dumb it down. There's a trader that trades with fear and a trader that trades with confidence, like real confidence. Not fake confidence, not ego confidence, but true. No, like they've earned the right to be confident. So you have one with trades with fear and one trades with confidence. Two different charts, correct? That's what I'm going to write about. How do you get there? And it's weird stuff, I think, of like me sitting in my tiny little office at my house in California. I left my big office in the city. Now I'm in this little home office and I'm struggling. And that is impacting me psychologically. I'm like, dude, I quit my dream job. I gave up my salary. I never had a salary before. It was probably my first and only salary job. Okay? I gave up benefits. Like, my wife's going to kill me. I'm not even sure if we were married yet. Maybe she's not going to. Maybe she won't marry me. I don't know. I think we were married. But I'm like, oh my God. I can't. I don't know if I can express the stress and duress that I was in that moment. And it perpetuated itself. So I went from doing poorly, or let's say I went from mediocrity to sort of poor performance. Let's put it that way. From mediocrity to poor performance. Well, what made things worse was my psychology. I went from mediocrity, like, man, I'm not making the kind of money that I thought I was going to make. Maybe I shouldn't have quit my job. Maybe I made a mistake here. Maybe this goes in the L column. I've never lost at anything before. I'm like, dude, what's going on here? And all of a sudden my performance went from mediocre to like losing. And I'm like, I got to the point one day, like I wasn't in serious trouble, like not like I was down 80%, but look, now I'm losing money. I work all day for the right to lose money. Can you imagine that? You worked 18 hours a day and you lost money. You could have just not worked and been better off. Like I was really starting to like, holy crap. So that's when I really backed off, really, really, really backed off. And I did that planning retreat with myself. And as you've heard the story before, I took it very seriously. I had agendas. I had people call in for board meetings. I took notes, right? Like I took it way, way, way serious, but I'm a serious dude and I'm a businessman, right? So I had board meetings. I did a business plan. I did perform a cash flow statements, but I also did the customer, or in this case, the avatar, not a customer avatar. What did I call it before? Not a mentor, role model. I created a role model as part of my business plan. And you know what? Maybe it's that little shit. Of course, it's not little. That took a lot of time and effort and money. But is it possible? I don't know, and I don't mean this to come off arrogant. I did that stuff. I had no mentor. I had no role model. But I pulled myself out of a collapsing star. Was it the thing that saved me? Was that like one of the most important things I ever did? Did that get me to year 20? When I did the pro forma cash flow statement, I realized I was over leveraged, that I could lower my stop losses, or lower my lot sizes. I realized right away that I could have a long-term focus as long as I had small losers and reasonable winners at the end of the year, at the end of 2 years, at the end of 5 years. I will have enough money. More than enough money. So I don't need risk. I don't need stress. I need consistency. I need to keep my lot size small. I noticed that the less I paid myself, the more money I made. And I'm like, what? That's weird. What? And I did the math again. I'm like, I paid myself even less and made more money. I'm like, there were such amazing paradoxes. I don't need to make a lot of money today. I just need to be consistent. I need to have low risk and low volatility over long periods of time. Like all of a sudden, like everything changed. Instead of me collapsing. But that's an interesting process. Huh? So you must do whatever it takes to stay confident. I talked about it even today where I'm like, look, I did some okay things. I had a reasonable target. I got out before the target, but the target was good. And I'm like, okay, Wayne, you're still pretty good, pretty sharp on identifying support and resistance. Good. Stay confident, because you don't want to be the one trading in fear, because you know that will lead to failure. Okay. So when people are laughing at you, the best way to deal with it is survive. And the best thing you need to do is sort of make your small little trading business as sophisticated as possible. Because they can't laugh at you if you're doing stuff like that. And if that stuff, like I just highlighted, gets you to year 3, year 4, year 5, trust me, you'll be the one laughing. But if you miss a trade like this because you're staring at the wrong thing, that's a problem, isn't it? Hope's up 350 pips, and she said, "You know what? I wouldn't have seen that trade." Well, that's part of the difference, isn't it? You can be great at technical analysis. If you're trading the wrong thing at the wrong time for the wrong reason, you're not going to have the results you expected. The right thing for the right reason at the right time, plus your skills in technical analysis. And the world's your oyster. I'm telling you. I will get you there. I will get you there. We can do this together. I swear to you. Okay? If I can teach it, I will teach it. If I can mentor it, I can mentor it. If I can build it, I will build it. And all of it will help you. So thanks for being part of my community. Thanks for being in my life. Thanks for keeping me sharp and focused and inquisitive. Yeah, it's important. This community we have, it's important. And so I appreciate you. Thank you. I'll have a nice weekend. I will see you Sunday night if you're in my day trading group. I just found out I need some dental surgery, and I don't like my dentist. And I'm like, you're fired. Get the frick out of here. But nonetheless, I needed, right? So I got some time booked with the best, graduated number 1 in his class, the best high-end fancy foo-foo. He's not even a dentist. What do you call the next level up higher than a dentist? I don't even know, but I got him. So my dental surgery, like they're knocking me out and everything. Orthodontist, that sounds right. Or is that the one that gives you braces? I don't know. My daughter got braces at this dentist place, wherever they're called. And you walk in and it's like oh my God, you'd want to live there. Like it's so nice. You're like, holy criminy, how much am I paying for these things? It was beautiful. What an amazing place. So anyways, and he's some sort of oral surgeon, but whatever. Graduated top of his class. Yeah. And you walk in, it's really beautiful. Stained glass and mahogany on the walls and stuff. But anyways, so I got time with him. So they're going to knock me out. They're going to do some massive crap to me. And so I imagine on Tuesday, I might be perfectly fine. I might be in hell. And because I'm diabetic, painkillers don't work on me. So I might be all right. I might be, and if I'm all right, I'll do it. If I'm in a little bit of pain, yeah, I'll probably do it, but probably keep it short. Or I might be like on my deathbed on Tuesday, because the thing is when Monday afternoon. Okay, so anyway, so Tuesday, I just might not show up. Not for Forex.Today, not for the day trading group. I might be literally, no. We did that before. I need a lot more than that, Junkie. So they're literally putting me out. Yeah, it's not a root canal, but anyways, you don't need to hear my problems. They're checking my kidneys. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to get that done. I got to knock it out. And it should be interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's the same guy that put in I have a prosthetic tooth. What do you call those things? It was really interesting. Back in my athletic days, I must have cracked one of my front teeth. Maybe it was a fight. I used to fight a lot too. Hey, I'm Canadian. But anyways, so some bacteria got in there and it was eating things away. So they're like, we got to pull that tooth out. And I'm like, what? Yeah, an implant. And I'm like, what? Then they get in there and they're going to do it. And they're like, oh, well, we can't put that in there. The bacteria is eating away at your jawbone. So, there's not enough jawbone there. I'm like, but you took my tooth out. He's like, no, we'll just grow some more. I'm like, what? So in the hole where they pulled my real tooth out that had a slight crack, the tooth looked fine, but crack and bacteria, whatever. So they pull that out and they fill the hole in my gum all the way down to the jawbone with like some goo, something like toothpaste kind of goo, right? They put it in there, they sew it up, and they're like, come back in a month. I'm like, dude, I'm missing a front tooth. What the hell are you talking about? Okay. So I come back a month later. They grew new jawbone. That goo that they put in there, I thought it was like a disinfectant to keep it clean. It grew new jawbone. They manufactured jawbone in my mouth. And then they had to go, so I went back to get my implant. Yeah, it's real wild stuff, like crazy, in a month. And they put this thing in there where they're like, we want to put the implant tooth in this anchor, right? So they put that in there too. Well, the jawbone grew over the anchor, so they had to then shave my jawbone, grind my jawbone down, trying to get it off the top of this thing. And then they screw the implant in and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, holy schnicker. It was $12,500. So anyways, like, I want that guy. If I need some oral surgery, I'm like, I'm going back to that guy. It was pretty amazing stuff. But now it's really common. Yeah. Beautiful capitalism. Love it. I'll spend money on that all day. Right? Made us like, I'm going to have that implant in January. Yeah. It's awesome stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Totally amazing. Totally awesome. So there we go. First world problem. So if I don't see you Tuesday, I'm probably crying. And they give you the codone. I don't take that stuff. I'm not taking opioids. I don't care how much pain I am. I ain't taking opioids. So I'll be on my my aspirin or whatever. I am not going on opioids for any reason. Oh, but you'll be suffering. Better than being a crack addict, because I can't get my opium So I'm selling my body for money in the back alley behind the Starbucks so I can get another hit. Do you guys remember the guy Chandler on Friends? What's that guy's name? Do you know who I'm talking about? Matthew Perry. Is that right? He hurt his back jet skiing while he was on Friends. And they're like, he went to the doctor. He wasn't that hurt. But he goes to the doctor and they're like, take these opioids. And he's like, okay. He said, because he just wrote a book, so he just went on a bunch of talk shows. He said he would go to real estate open houses where people were selling their home. And he'd walk in, and he's the most famous actor on TV. Everybody loves Chandler. And he said he went to these on purpose to go through people's medicine cabinets looking for pills. And if somebody stole their medication, he said, look, nobody's going to say Chandler stole my pills. Must have been somebody else. He was at that level. Huh? So he was on something like, and this is hard to believe, 50 Vicodin and a full bottle of vodka. Now, let me make it worse. The bottle you're thinking isn't big enough. The bottle is the one with the handle. He was doing 50 Vicodin a day and a 2-liter bottle of vodka. And it all started, half gallon, yeah. It all started when he kind of like tweaked his back jet skiing on vacation. And he's like, oh, it hurts. Oh, just take these pills. And he said he knew instantly as soon as it went in. So anyways, no opioids for me. So I might have to take Tuesday off. Thank you for your understanding on that, huh? Okay. So cool. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Have a wonderful weekend. I miss you already, and I'll see you Sunday night if you're in my day trading group. Cheers.